sell them what they want and give them what they need. So a lot of the times when you're trying to sell things, and it's hard, right? It's like you sell them what they think they want.
Yeah.
You get them to believe that they can get something at the end. All the selling is around belief, and you give them what you want. So like at the end of Survey Detective, that's what's really cool about Survey Detective. If you started to understand it and how I position like Perfect Survey Method is, I call it AISTP. I don't call it that, that's what it is. It just was the letters of everything that I came up with.
Yeah.
So it's like attract, identify, segment, target, and position. AISTP. One person said something to me, it was kind of funny, that stuck, and it was just like, you know when COVID took place, what was the one product that was like funny, that no one could get, that no one realized they actually needed, that was like an item like, oh my God, I never really thought about it, that item is the item that I needed that no one could get.
What, toilet paper?
Toilet paper.
Yeah.
You couldn't get toilet paper. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, it was like, that was the one thing. And I've asked that question multiple times and everybody says toilet paper. And then I was sitting around and we were talking about some of this stuff and trying to figure out where we can get toilet paper. And I forget who said it, maybe it was Allie or somebody in the room, but they screamed out, Amazon is selling toilet paper. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Amazon is selling toilet paper. AISTP. Dude, that's it. Amazon selling toilet paper. That's how people remember it. You'll remember it by that. Amazon is selling toilet paper. What does that have to do with marketing? Nothing. Nothing. But the whole idea is like you're trying to get something in somebody's head so they can remember it. Framework. And if you can remember that, you'd remember the 5 steps of like how to build a perfect survey.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
We ever forget it?
No, it'll be with me forever.
Amazon is selling toilet paper.
Yeah.
Amazon is selling toilet paper. So to explain that to you, Amazon, the A is you're looking to attract the right audience with surveys. You're trying to call out to the right people, the right target market, so that you can identify, so they start answering questions. And inside that survey, they're answering questions that you pre-built, you pre-thought about. There's a whole planning thing inside the system where you're asking questions. All you want is you just want them to tell you their situation. You already know how to fix it.
Yeah.
You just want to know, like, what's the problem that you're having right now? I just need to know that. Once you can figure out the problem that each of your target market audience is having, then you go to Amazon is selling. The S, which is segment, you're just looking to segment them into different groups by the same characteristics. If I'm selling Survey Detective as a service, right, the platform, or I'm trying to teach you how to arbitrage media as a coaching program, and you don't believe that Survey Detective works, surveys work, or you don't believe that you can arbitrage media online, well, I got to convince you, before you'll buy anything, I got to convince you that it works, right? So I have to understand that's your objection. You don't believe it. So that would be one group. So I'd group somebody by, these guys don't believe it, they don't think it works. I got to explain to them now how it does work, show them some success stories, get them to a place where their disbelief becomes a belief. If I can do that, they might buy from me. That's the vehicle. Another objection might be, I believe that it works. I can't do that. I have no marketing experience. I don't know how to market. I don't know how to buy traffic online. I don't know how to do any of that. I've never done that. I can't do that. That's a different person. That's a different objection, right? So that would be a different group. I have experience. I've been doing it for 25 years. I'm pretty successful.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. And other people around me are doing it that have been around me.
Believe in the product. They just have to believe.
They already believe in the product.
They already did. So now they just have to.
So that's the point. They believe in the product. They just don't think they can do it. They're like, I can't do that. I believe that it works. It's evident that it works. You've done $100 million. It works. It works. But like, not for me. Or maybe surveys don't work for your business. That's a vehicle, right? But like, not for me. I can't do it. That's like more of like an insecure, like internal disbelief that I'm going to need to get you to believe you can do it and demonstrate that on the back end of the survey. I'm going to do that. Yeah. And the third group would be, I believe that surveys work. I believe that I can arbitrage media. And I do think I can do it. I really do. I think I can do it. Like what you just said, like it makes sense. I believe if I'm like part of your program, I can do it. But I can't afford it. I have no money. Your program's $50,000. I can't afford it. Yeah. And some people, maybe they can. If I told you, you give me 50K, and in 12 months from now, you should easily make that back, maybe 10x that number. But even if you don't 10x that number, you learn something that's not a one-time deal. This is a lifestyle. This is not a get rich quick. This is I'm teaching you something for the rest of your life that you can use. Would you try to find that money? Now, some people really can't afford it. They're not ready for it. They're not. Then maybe that's not.
They're not
They're,
there.
they're not the right target market. That's the wrong person that I'm talking to. The wrong avatar.
Yeah.
There are people that 50 grand. No way I'd ever pay that. No way. We all go to what's the value I'm going to get.
Like, what if this doesn't work?
But what's the value, right? It's like you have to show and get somebody to believe that the value you are going to get will outweigh that money, right? If someone can't afford 50K, some maybe really, really, really can't. And then there's people that can, but it's like, it's just how do you spend your money? You can't, but you bought a Mercedes, but you can afford it. You'd have to sacrifice some other things.
Yeah.
And it's just a question of, do you want to use that money to invest in yourself, to gain knowledge, to change your life dramatically, like a massive change in your life? Because if you're unhappy, then you're here for a reason.
Yeah.
You want to keep living like that, but say you want change. If you don't do anything about it, nothing's going to change. You need to take action.
Yeah.
You need to do something about it. And the best money spent, I truly believe this, is spending money to invest in yourself. And knowledge is so powerful. Knowing something is so powerful. And you know our business, right? I could go into any business at any time with what I know. Like there's a recession going on right now, right? People are scared. They're going to lose their jobs and we got to save our money. We don't know what we're going to do. Okay, who's still in business?
Yeah.
All right, are they going to need leads? Of course they are. Are they going to want to build their business? Of course they are. There's always somebody in a recession that doesn't get affected by it. And the skill set that we know can be used anywhere,
Yes.
at any time. The problem in our business is there's too much to do and you got to focus. I legitimately can work with anybody at any time because it works for
Yeah.
pretty much every business, right? And during the recession, every business in the world is going to disappear. And because we're in performance marketing, we're all around results. You only pay me when I deliver you a customer or a lead. So everything kind of like works same way inflation. It's like, oh, but what happens if you can't afford the traffic? Well, if no one's out there making money, they're not going to be buying as much traffic. The traffic costs are going to come down. Everything levels out to like make it work for the people that need to buy traffic to then ultimately sell to a customer. It all kind of like slowly happens. But so those are three different segments. So Amazon is selling. You're attracting somebody to identify which group they belong in. T is target. So once you figure out what groups they're in, now you can target your messaging. So what happens in Survey Detective is, if you're familiar with like branching logic
Yeah.
and outcome logic, right? So the system has that. So ultimately it says there's different ways you can score the answers on how they behave, how they answer the questions will dictate which page we show them. In this case, we'd have those three different objections. So we'd have, tell me your situation, what's your deal? Why aren't you successful with your business? Maybe you're somebody, if I'm targeting people that have a business already, or you're somebody that has a job and you want to quit your job. What's stopping you from quitting your job? Why aren't you doing it? And there's different ways to ask it. And then like, I want to, I just don't know what to do. I don't know how I need to learn it. That could be another segment.
Yeah.
Or I know what it is, but I don't know how to market. Okay, now it's another segment. So I teach you that. And you put all of these things in the back end program. Everything that's an objection, the solution is in what you're selling. So you reverse engineer it.
Yeah.
But whatever you're teaching, whatever you're solving in your teaching, you bring over here. That's the whole point of it. It's like the reverse engineer.
Yeah.
You don't come up with the questions, then figure out how to solve it. That's not how you do it.
Well,
We
you
already
ask
have the
the
solution.
questions.
Now what questions do we need to ask about that solution so that we already know the answers?
And
So-
how are we going to connect these two?
So the target, when you figure out which of the groups they belong in, the targeted messaging is going to be specific just to that segment, that one group. And we're gonna then dial in on the opt-in page and then on the outcome page. So on the front end, we're asking like, there's 5 mistakes that every business owner is making on why they're not successful online. If you answer a few questions, I'll be able to figure out which one that is, and I'll tell you how you could fix it right here, right now, today.
Yeah.
Right now, I'll give you that answer so that you can be successful. So they come through, we figure it out, we got the people there, boom. Then on the target side, it's, hey, your results are in. I've identified, and this is where you come up with like a fun external name on the survey. You could do an acronym if you can't think of one, so it's like SYZ. The idea is to create curiosity. For the music one, we did, you're making the rock star mistake, or you're making the label mistake. You think you need a hit song to make money with music. The label mistake is you think you need to be signed by a label or manager to make money with your music.
Yeah.
The Beyonce and Bieber mistake, you think you need to look like them, like you need to look like a rock star to make money with your music,
Yeah.
right? You got to look the part. You have a huge following, whatever it is. It's like the idea on the opt-in page is to create that curiosity of like, what do you mean I'm making the rock star mistake? What does that mean?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Right? And you're there and you're like, well, I've identified based on your answers, the results are in and you're making the rock star mistake. You need to fix that. Fill out your name, email, phone number so I can send you the report. And on the other side, I will tell you right now what that means and how you can fix it.
Yeah.
So that's like the idea of like creating the curiosity. I target it to them based on each individual mistake. Now, the result page is tied to each of those opt-ins. This is where it's all amazing, right? There's so many things that are happening here because you're using video on the front end to welcome them, using video on the opt-in page to get them to sign up, and now you're gonna go and talk to them on the back end to then deliver this to them in a very structured way of ultimately attract, identify, segment, target, and position. On the position on this back end, what you're doing is you are positioning your business in a custom way that focuses only on the specific problem that you are having, just what you're having.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk to you about that surveys work if you believe surveys work. I'm going to talk to you about that you don't think you can do it if you don't think you can do it. Why would I talk to you about anything else? That's what I need you to believe to move forward. Like you already believe that. If you own a pair of shoes and then you walk into a sneaker store and the guy's like, hey, you want to buy those Jordans? I'm like, I already got them.
Yeah.
Buy them. I already got them. I believe they're cool. They're amazing. They're awesome. I have them. I'm not your customer. Hey, I got another color. Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting. If you already own them, then we'd show them a different product. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you're like that. The way that you position this is cool. It's similar to like what we were talking about earlier when we were on the phone going through that script. The framework around this is like almost the script you give people and then they do them. You do you. That's what's cool about it. It's like everybody's so different. So like you can use the same structure, questions, whatever you want.
Yeah.
But when
your
you-
own personality.
When
to
you're a
it.
video, you and I can read the same thing. We're just different.
Yeah.
Some people are going to resonate to you. Some people will resonate to me. And that's why it's like the beauty of like niching down into different target markets. You could be targeting females and I'm targeting males. And we could have the exact same messaging, everything exactly the same. It's just we're talking to different people. You're rarely ever talking to the same buyer. And there's a lot of buyers. These big companies, they mass market, and that creates an opportunity for us little people to be able to now customize messaging and speak more directly and personal to hit home on these people, to create that emotion that we're looking for, right? Thanks for taking the time to fill out the survey. I'm gonna send you the report in the email in the next hour. But for now, let's get into this. The results are that you're making the rock star mistake.
Yeah.